That's not a good start right there. Miss hit, 2-0 Pepperdine.
Again, Jim, we see Alan Allen filling a brand new role. He's now passing half the court. Now, he's a very capable passer. I worked with him this summer, as I said before, and he passed for the team that I coached in North Carolina. But he's having trouble right now. 2 of the first 3 passes that have come his way, he has shanked, and it's gotten the Bows in trouble. It's resulted in 2 Pepperdine points. So I think he might be asked to do a little bit too much tonight. He's having to block, set, hit, dig, do just about everything. And he is a Superman, but not quite that super.
Side out Rainbows. Todd Harrison now will serve for Hawaii. Hard. Block. Block.
By Pancho Malua. The most unlikely of characters at the net. Not the Bows' greatest blocker. He goes up by himself and gets the block on Hart, the most successful Pepperdine hitter and the biggest guy in the court at 6'6".
And I'll tell you, looked right at him after he blocked it, said, "Take that, buddy." I mean, Malua looked right at Hart and said, "You know, you've been shoving it down our throat all night. Now it's my turn." Just like on the playgrounds, in your face kind of thing. Exactly what he said.
Well, the Bows need to do something to light a fire under themselves because they're struggling right now.
Alan Allen. So Alan Allen with the score 2-1 will go back to serve. Riggs setting, Bergstead. Harrison's return is wide. Side out Pepperdine here in game number 4.
It's Bergsted's 20th kill of the night. He and Hart, that man right there, leading the way for the Waves, and Dougie Rigg is feeding them every chance he gets because they are hot right now.
That's in. Side out Hawaii, Damian Hardy out of Pearl City. He will serve. Good save by Harrison off the spike by Keller. And the Rainbows tie it at 2.
That's how here we see a set. It's called the pipe set. Set right down the middle of the court. Pepperdine gets 3 blockers up. Really blocks the ball perfectly. But Alan Allen has so much power, he manages to get through the block for his 20th kill of the night.
Pancake dig by Alan Allen. Waioli Gonzalez gets it across. Miss hit, point Rainbow.
There we see Mark Root yelling at Keller that time, saying that's my ball. They're starting to, I see a little dissension on the court for the first time tonight for the Pepperdine Waves.
Oh, they've been buddy-buddy up to now, that's for sure.
It's funny in volleyball, though, you've got to learn to let go of things, and here they go climbing over each other for the ball, and Root was not happy that Keller didn't get out of the way, but those things happen. You've got 6 guys playing in a 30-foot by 30-foot area. You're going to have some confusion. You're going to have some run-ins, and you've got to learn to get along with each other in that small area. What happened that time was a quick whistle by Randy Shaw. He thought the ball had hit the floor, but the Bows made a very good pancake dig, and he had a quick whistle. Inadvertent whistle, it's a play over.
So they'll do it again, 3-2 in favor of the Rainbows.
Here's the play right there, pancake dig right there. Alan Allen gets his hand on the floor, and the ball hits the top of his hand. That's what they call the pancake dig.
So Damian Hardy again serving for the Rainbows. Riggs setting up hard. Side out, Pepperdine.
There you see a shot of Rod Wild, who had a very difficult task when he first took the job at Pepperdine. And as if not making the Olympic team wasn't enough, he had to step into the shoes of Marv Dunphy, one of the most successful volleyball coaches in America. A lot of people call him the John Wooden of volleyball in America. He won an NC2A title right away his first year coaching at Pepperdine. Is now the men's Olympic coach. They're #1 in the world. They've won the Olympics in '84. They won the World Championship. They won the Pan Am Games. And Rod Wild is stepping into his shoes in Marv's absence. Very tough job, and he's doing a fine job of taking his place.
Allen blocked at the net by Bergstedt. Harrison is there. Maluo. And Pepperdine will return it. Excellent play. Except for Hart, who puts it into the strings. Boy, Root made it. You talk about uncanny. Root made almost a cat-like move. It was almost supernatural the way he kept that ball going. And then Hart just pumps it into the net. 3-2. Side out Rainbows in. Pancho Maluo will now serve. Bergstedt off the block. Side out Pepperdine. If it's not Hart, it is Bergstedt. If it is not those two, look out for Root, Rigg, Elliott, Keller. They have all contributed tonight. Maluo setting, back setting for Briseño. Out. Tied at 3. Pepperdine wins this game. They win this match. It has been a drawn-out affair. We've had our emotional surges in this match. Harrison punched it over off a bad set by Maluo. Harrison was up there. The ball never got up with him. Tried to ad-lib, punched it out wide. 4-3. Pepperdine. Now Waiole Gonzalez launches it to the far wall. And Hardy trying to serve. Couldn't do much with it. It is 5-3.
Jim, the Bows were at 3-all about 30 seconds ago, and 2 bad passes have got them down 5-3 already. That goes to show how important passing is. That very difficult skill that looks simple to the average fan sitting at home, but it's a very difficult thing to do. Let's see if they can get a good pass right here.
They do.
And notice what results in the good pass. The good pass results in a good set, which results in a good hit. They get a side out. But it all starts with the pass.
Carlos Briseño now will serve. Rainbows down by 2 in game number 4. They are down in this match 2-1. Root blocked at the net by Allen. Bergstedt never quite got there. That ball showed up in front of him a little sooner than he wanted.
Allen that time with a great move. Goes up with one hand here. It's called the King Kong block. Knocked it back down. He and Waiole Gonzalez teaming up for that block. They come back to 4-5.
Briseño again will serve. Fourth game. Jump serve. Briseño off the tape. Side out Pepperdine. So Doug Rigg now will serve for Pepperdine. And he is long. Side out Hawaii. Pepperdine leads in this match 2-1. Rigg, excellent set. Hart, but in the net. You know, you're right about Rigg. I mean, he can set from anywhere, and he can produce a set when he's off balance, when he's trying to save it. That has kept Pepperdine into playing a very high-quality match tonight. Setting of Doug Rigg, make no mistake there.
And Jim, I can remember him playing at ages 4, 5, 6, 7, setting ball after ball after ball. A gawkly, gangly little kid. Never thought he'd get this far to become one of the premier setters in the nation. But it's been a pleasant surprise, I know, for the Rigg family and for Pepperdine.
Side out Pepperdine. Well, we had everything on that. We had a ball up in the lights, a ball rolling along the tape. And they will spend some more time wiping up the floor.
Yeah, but as long as we're talking about Doug Rigg, I might mention, too, that some people claim that the Rigg family is probably the best volleyball family in the country, in the history of volleyball. The Sawaras are the only other ones that have had as many players make All-American status at the Division I level and in the Open level. It's Rudy Sawara and Ernie Sawara. Rudy and Ernie played at UCLA. They had a brother, Bill, that played. And they've now got a son that's playing for UCLA with Trevor Sherman. They'll be here next month. But the Rigg family's had 4 All-Americans at Pepperdine, and they are quite the volleyball family.
They battle at the net. Rigg setting. Hart Off the block. Good job by the Rainbows. Rigg will set again. Back setting this time for Elliott. Off the block and into the crowd. Point for Pepperdine, and they lead 6-5. Mark Root will serve. Bergstead will wipe up some more moisture.
Jim, again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is for the Bows to finish strong here and not get blown out by Pepperdine in this last game. They've got to live with this game for a month until the UCLA match because of a quirk in the schedule. Pepperdine gets to play in the Reebok Classic next week against USC and Penn State. They'll get to bounce back right away. A win here for the Bows puts them at 7-2 and practically assures them of a playoff spot. Pepperdine, on the other hand, will drop in their record and have to struggle a little more to get to the playoffs.
Allen, side out, Rainbow. So Todd Harrison now will serve for the Rainbows. He has had a very productive jump serve as you take a look at the power and the might of Allen. This time he just lost it over. Rigg setting for Hart, and that is in. Side out for Pepperdine. They lead 6-5 here in game 4.
Hart picks up his 20th kill of the night to go along with Bergstead and Allen. That trio leading the group.
Maluo surprised everybody. He's been setting all night. And he pulled the Dougie Rigg right there.
There it is, a little dump shot. Catches Bergstead off guard. And Pancho Maluo gets the easy kill. Very unusual for a team to have 2 setters in a match. Lyman LaCroix set well, but they decided to try Pancho Maluo just for a different look.
Keller off the short set on the inside. And it's time, it is side out again for Pepperdine. Hart, Jeff Hart, 22-year-old freshman out of Australia, played on the Australian national team. What about the Olympics for him? He could still play on the Australian national team.
That's right.
You
if
can
they
try out
qualify.
for it.
If they qualify.
That's long.
I think it'll be tough for Australia to qualify, though. Just too many good men's teams in the world. My guess is that he will not. He may go to the qualifying tournament with them, but I doubt very much that they'll play in Seoul.
Damian Hardy has really come on in this match, serving for the Rainbows. Miss hit by Keller. Keller mistimed his jump. Rigg tried to quick set him. And we're tied at 6 here in game 4.
We move ahead in game 4 with the score still tied at 6.
Allen blocked. That's a point for Pepperdine. So they finally get off of the 6-6 tie. Pepperdine forges into the lead, 7-6. And Elliott about ready to serve again. Rainbows just walks that time. Hart putting it down, 8-6.
Jim, after a long tie there at 6-all, it's not unusual to see a team not get just 1 point, but get 2. Once they get the momentum going in their direction, it very often comes in bunches. The points tend to come in bunches, and right now they got 2 straight points, and luckily Hawaii had a player hit the floor that time. They can get a slight break in the action to wipe up the floor. Alan Rosal doesn't want to use a timeout quite yet. And Pancho Maluo is wiping up the floor. Bobby Clark out there to make sure there was, in fact, a wet spot and it wasn't just a fake stall to slow down the server.
Elliott serving. Maluo, Hardy. It'll be a return. Rigg setting up Bergstead. Long. Side out Hawaii. So Allen will now serve. And 2 subs will be put in for the Rainbows. Lyman LaCroix coming back into the game. And Brian Popenga.
What Alan Rocio is doing here is he's getting Pancho Maluo out of the front row and bringing in a great blocker like Brian Popenga. And he's putting Lyman LaCroix to be his back row setter in.
8-6 Pepperdine, game 4. They lead in